Well, thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show that rewards obscure answers rather than the obvious ones. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, I'm Michael from Hackney, and this is my very good friend Jane from Surrey.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Jamie, and this is my wife, Kerry, and we're from the Rhondda Valley in South Wales.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Helen, and I'm from Hull. And this is my very good friend Andrew, and he's from Winsford in Cheshire.
And finally, couple number four.
Hello, I'm Odara. This is my little brother, Sonto, and we're from South London.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very, very much, all of you. A very, very warm welcome to Pointless. It's wonderful to have you all here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. She's a comedian who provides the voiceover for Too Hot to Handle, a reality show where the prize money is reduced every time contestants snog each other. I mean, if we applied those rules here, we'd get through it a whole lot quicker. I mean, be glad you see the edited version, my friends. It is my pointless friend. It's Desiree Birch.
Thank you so much, Xander. We'd have to have one of those, like, you know, like a splash zone. Do a comedy show.
Well, here.
Yeah.
I mean, presumably doing the voiceover for Too Hot to Handle, you just turn up and do it in a booth somewhere.
Yes, everyone...
You're not really there.
No, everyone asks me every time, did you get to go to the island? And I'm like, no, I'm in London in the rain, watching people on an island.
Oh.
It's trying so hard. But it is really, really adorable to watch them go, as I'm sure it will be to watch all of you guys go. Welcome back to those who I saw last time. And hello, Carrie and Jamie.
Hi. Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now then, Tom and Ali got through to the final last time and won the jackpot. So today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. It will grow in no time at all. If everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Do just remember at all times, if you possibly can, that we will be eliminating the pair with the highest score at the end of each round. Keep your scores lovely and low, and you have nothing to fear. Very, very best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category today is colourful cuisine. Can you all decide in your pairs? Who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and our question concerns beige food. My favourite. Desiree.
Only in this country can you have a category called colorful cuisine, and the color chosen is beige. Beige. But look, we are going to show you pictures now of ingredients and dishes that are partly or entirely beige. There will be 2 boards, 9 pictures on each pass. We have included the first and last letter of each word in the names, plus the spaces for the missing letters. Please give us the name of the beige food fewest of our 100 new.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's put that image up, and here it is. All these lovely beige foods. We have PS, CWNS, GI, CS, BS, GS, ST, UNNS, and CS. There we are. Now, Michael, welcome back.
Thank you.
I happen to know this is your third show.
It is, third time lucky, I'm hoping.
I hope so. I hope so. How are we feeling?
Yeah, confident that we'll get through round 1.
Good. Beige food. You've been revising beige
speciality.
food. Absolutely speciality. It's your last chance to tell us more things about yourself, Michael.
I live in Hackney, and I'm lucky enough to live near a Lido. I'm like a couple of steps away, so I go swimming most days, hence the athletic body.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was there this morning, tend to go most days of the week.
We are filming in a particularly mild autumn.
We are.
But do you film...
It's heated.
It's heated?
It's heated, so
That's
I'm cheating,
beautiful,
basically.
though.
Yes, it is lovely.
But no, you've still got to come out from the changing room to the pool's edge.
Yeah, it takes its toll, but I love it.
There we are. Michael, beige food.
I will go for, bottom left, sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, says Michael. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said sauerkraut? Sauerkraut, absolutely right. 24 for sauerkraut.
Yes, sauerkraut, very beige indeed, literally meaning sour cabbage in German. Kraut generally means leafy plant, but it's also a dialect word for cabbage.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. And now, Kerry, welcome to Pointless. It's great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Kerry.
Well, I'm Kerry, and I'm a dental receptionist and administrator for our local health board's community dental service.
Just reminded me I must make an appointment. Thank you very much for that. Are you in the same room as people who are waiting to go in and be seen by the dentists?
No, I actually work in an admin hub, so
Oh, I see.
I deal with referrals for vulnerable people who can't access the normal dentist.
I see. Oh, very good indeed. Now, what do you like getting up to, Kerry?
Well, we've got a 1-year-old son, so when I do have some free time, I do like to crochet.
Very good. Now, Kerry, beige foods. That's what we're on.
I could take a risk, but I'm not sure I want to on the first round. So I think I'm going to go for blinis.
Blinis. There they are in the middle. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said blinis? Blinis is absolutely right. Now, 24 is the only score we have. Blinis down to 10. Look at that. Or 10 for blinis.
Meanwhile, Kerry considers that the non-risky choice, and it came in at 10, which is a very low score. So yes, you're absolutely right. Bellinis, I wouldn't have even known that's the way that they're spelled, but they are a thick Russian pancake made with buckwheat flour. They're usually served with salt, herring, caviar, or smoked salmon. Voila.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Helen, welcome back. We had to say goodbye to you far too soon last time.
Yeah.
Tell us more about yourself, Helen.
Right, well, in the previous show, I mentioned that I was really into 3D photography.
Yes, you did.
As a result of that, and being a big fan of Brian May and Queen, I've taken quite a lot of 3D photographs of him over the years, and he actually used some in his book, Queen in 3D.
But this is incredible. You'd sent them to him.
Yes,
And
yes.
he'd been in touch and said, but I love
Yes.
these. So this is an app we discovered last time, that Helen has an app that allows you to, you can sort of coordinate, you can link up two photographs. Presumably you have to take them one after the other.
Yes,
really.
it doesn't work when you're taking photos, 3D photos at a live concert. You have to have a dedicated camera that has two lenses
Right.
that takes the two pictures together.
This is very exciting. Anyway, Helen, what are you going to go for? Beige food.
Right, I'm going to go for udon noodles.
Udon noodles. There they are. Let's see how many of our 100 said udon noodles. Udon noodles is right. 24 is our high score. Again, down to 13. Poor old Michael. I mean, Michael's seeing his brilliant low-scoring answer being undertaken.
A knife in the back.
I know, it's just unbelievable. 13, very well done for udon noodles.
Yes, I'm just amazed how few beige foods our 100 people knew.
I know.
But yes, udon noodles, Japanese noodles, actually of Chinese origin. They came about during the Chinese Tang dynasty.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Adara, we come to you. Welcome back. Great to have you with us.
Thanks.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Adara.
I love music. Ever since meeting my current girlfriend, she's like encouraged my love of musical theatre. So I like going to different musicals, which is, yeah.
I thought for a moment you were going to say you now took part in musical theatre.
No.
I think it's a small step, Adara. Don't you think? Don't you think Somto wouldn't enjoy that?
Nah, not his personality.
Wouldn't you enjoy that?
No.
OK, fair enough.
I think the rest of us would really enjoy that.
Adara, look, you have this lovely board here. Would you like to talk us through it and then say which of those you would like to go for?
OK. In the top left, I think we've got parsnips, and next to it, cashew nuts. I do not know what that is. GI or CS. Crumpets in the bottom right, but I think I'm going to go for, next to blinis, grits.
Grits. Shall we see how many of our 100 said grits? Grits. Look at that, down to 7. Very well done indeed, Adara. Grits, 7.
I mean, I would say that's really impressive because the 4 lowest answers were taken by all 4 of our teams. So you're excellent at this game. Grits are quite famous in the south of America. They're made from dried ground corn, usually called hominy, in milk, water, or broth. You can have them sweet, you can have them savory, but you better cook them well, otherwise you will be judged.
Would you like me to talk you through this? I think I can do all of those.
Okay, yes.
Well, we had parsnips.
Of course, that would have been a high scorer.
Yeah.
56 points, yes.
Cashew nuts we've had, I think.
Cashew nuts scores 41.
Those are gnocchi.
And of course, the gnocchi over there, or gnocchi, scored 37.
And chickpeas.
No one went for chickpeas, also called garbanzo beans, for 32 points. But I was surprised. I guess it's because it's so obvious, but I was like, no one even touched.
Yeah, crumpets.
Yes. Crumpets would have gotten you 68. which we call English muffins.
But actually, your English muffins are slightly different from crumpets, because your English muffins you cut in half.
Yes.
And you think, whereas those come like that and they're thicker. They're sort of mattressy.
They come like that.
Oh, yeah. They come with those sort of honeycomb holes.
How do you make them like that? Is that the way it boils or pops?
I don't know. We get them from a shop.
Oh, I thought you had the answers to everything, Xander.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through our first round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 7, O'Dara, the best score of the pass. Very well done indeed to you. Travelling from there to 10, where we find Kerry and Jamie. From there to 13, where we find Helen and Andrew. And then up on 24, sauerkraut didn't serve you well, I'm afraid. But there we go. I'm afraid you are the high scorers. So, Jane, let's hope there's a lovely low score waiting for you when we get to your turn. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, 9 more pictures of beige food, and here they come. And here they are. B-A-G-H, A-I-B-S, P-E-B-R-B-S, T-U-Z-E, F-A, F-I-P-A, and Y-E-P-G. Now then, Somto. We come back to you. Welcome back to Pointless, by the way.
Thank you.
Tell us more about yourself, Somto.
So, like I said, I was a Liverpool fan, but a massive sports fan in general. And we've just come back from Madeira, and I'd love to, like, travel more and hopefully, like, marry that with, like, my love of sports and...
See, were you doing any sport in Madeira?
No, not this time, but
What do they
a
play
few
in
more
Madeira?
trips.
What do they do? Do you know?
There's football. There's a few
There's
stadiums
football.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few stadiums there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
well,
where Ronaldo's from.
Yeah, we are. But yes, where would you like to go? Where would you want to go marry some sporting with travelling?
So we're going to France soon.
Yeah.
But I think I want to go to Germany. They do a few NFL games there.
Very
so
good.
I'd love to watch a
That'd be
NFL
fun.
game.
You've been set up beautifully by Adara, a lovely little
Yeah.
score of 7, which means 16 or less, even at this stage, would get you straight into round 2. What do you feel like going for?
I'm going to go for FA and focaccia.
Focaccia. Says Somto, here is your red line. Let's see where we end up with focaccia. Focaccia's good. Very good indeed. Down it goes to 24, taking your total up to 31.
Beautiful job, Santo. So, focaccia gets you 24. It has its roots in ancient Rome. Obviously, we know it as an Italian bread. Back then, panis focaccius, or focaccius, was a flat bread cooked in the ashes. And the focus meant the hearth or the fireplace, the focus of the home.
Very nice indeed. Now then, Andrew, welcome back. Great to have you with us the second time. Andrew, tell us more about yourself.
Well, last time I mentioned I like to do a lot of travelling.
Yes.
And in the past, I've done a fair bit of trekking as well. And
Yeah.
I've actually done the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu.
Wow.
And also the summit of Kilimanjaro.
How did you find the Kilimanjaro summit?
Tough.
Yes.
Tough. I did
Yes.
the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu and then decided that I'd like something that was a more physical challenge.
Yeah.
So one of the other trekkers on the Peru trip suggested doing Kilimanjaro. And
So
I
you all
did
went
that the following year.
Yeah.
I did Machu Picchu, and I took the bus to the bottom of the actual thing. And I saw people hiking, and I was like, I don't have a week to do this.
Andrew, you're on 13. We're looking for a score of 17 or less from you.
I'm going to go for Zabaglione.
Zabaglione or Zabayone, as I have heard it pronounced. Zabayone, there is your red line. Zabayone, absolutely right. And it gets you into round 2, unsurprisingly. Down it goes to 6, the best score of the whole round so far, taking your total up to 19.
Absolutely. All of that travel has served you quite well, Andrew. It is Italian. It's a dessert made from egg yolk, sugar, and sweet or fortified wine, such as Marsala or Moscato or port. It was popular at the court of Catherine de' Medici.
Wow. So there we are. Jamie, welcome to Pointless. It's terrific to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Jamie.
I'm Jamie. I'm a care worker from South Wales. I also a bit of a musician.
Are you?
Bass guitar in the band, yeah.
Very good.
All our own music.
What sort of band, what sort of music is it?
Female-fronted rock band.
Very nice,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
You're like the coolest guy on earth. The bass player is always the coolest guy, and you're in a female-fronted rock band. Dope.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Fantastic. Jamie, you're on 10. We're looking at a score of 20 or less from you.
Yeah, I've got one. I'll go for the first one. That's, I think it's Baba Ganoush.
Bab Ganoush, the first one. Let's see how many of our 100 said that. Here is your red line, Bab Ganoush. Baba Ganoush, absolutely right. That aubergine slightly helpful in the picture, isn't it? It'd be baffling otherwise. Takes you through. There we are. 11 is what it scores. Takes your total up to 21. Very well done, indeed.
I'm not exactly sure if that's the second lowest score of the round, but it's definitely my favorite, Baba Ganoush. Aubergine, tahini, most importantly, garlic and lemon juice and salt. The Arabic term for the dish means pampered daddy, referring to the legend that a sultan was spoiled with a concoction invented by a member of his harem. Pampered daddy. Well, doesn't that make it so much more decadent?
Doesn't it just? There we are. Thank you very much indeed. And that brings us to you, Jane. This is your last chance to tell us all about yourself, Jane.
Yes. I've recently got back into yoga, having been an ex-gymnast.
Wow.
So I'm now practicing yoga on a
How
daily
long have you
basis.
been back on the yoga
Quite
thing?
well. Like, before children, I would go on yoga retreats.
Right.
And always kind of like gymnastics and kind of
Yeah,
followed on from
yeah.
gymnastics to yoga. Then I had a bit of a break with the
Yeah.
children, and now getting back into it. Yeah.
And you finding you can do all the things you used to be. I don't know what that's meant to be. But
I can
are
still
you
do the
finding that you have?
splits if my party piece, if requested, is the splits.
Well, there you are. If you go through to the final and win the jackpot, maybe that might be an appropriate gesture. I don't know. Anyway, now you are on 24. 6 or less gets you into the next round.
6 or less.
Do you feel like talking us through that board?
Amaretti biscuits, porridge, butter beans, tofu, fusilli pasta, and Yorkshire pudding. I don't know. Amaretti biscuits?
Shall we try Amaretti biscuits? We're looking at a score of 6 or less. Zabaione scored 6. A Zabaione-type score, which looks like that, will get you through. How many of our 100 said Amaretti biscuits? Amaretti biscuits is absolutely right. Ooh, 8! Oh, Jane, so close. 31 was our high score. 32 is our new high score. I'm so sorry, Jane.
Out of the ones that were remaining, you chose the best one. There was absolutely nothing that could have been done. I'm sorry I didn't win you the round this time. So let's go ahead and clear up the scores for the rest. You knew what all of them were. Porridge, obviously in the top right corner, would have gotten you 39. The butter beans would have gotten you 24. The tofu was pretty obvious, 42. The fusilli pasta would have been 35. And the most obvious to everyone, the Yorkshire pudding would have gotten you 56. So well done. You really did do the best you could. And well done to everyone who is playing at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. So that brings us to the end of our first round. It means we have to say goodbye to our first pair. 32 is the score that our high scorers had. So nothing wrong with that at all. Everyone else just happened to score a little bit lower. I'm so sorry. This is where we say goodbye, but it's been lovely having you on the show. Jane and Michael, thank you. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. There we are, down to 3 pairs and into round 2. Very best of luck, everybody. And our category for round 2 today is literature. Can you all decide in your pairs? Who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns the 100 best young adult books of all time, Desiree.
Yes. On each board, we will give you the titles of 6 books that appeared on Time Magazine's list of the 100 best young adult books of all time, which was published in 2021. We will also give you the name of the author and the date it was first published. However, we have removed one word from each title. You'll see the first letter of this word and blank spaces for the remaining letters. Please tell us the word you think the fewest of our 100 people knew.
Thank you very much indeed. So, can you supply the missing words from these young adult book titles? Rainbow B, Alex Sanchez, 2001. Are You There, G? It's Me, Margaret, Judy Blume, 1970. 6 of C, Lee Bardugo, 2015. The Hunger, G, Suzanne Collins, 2008. A Very Large Expanse of S, Tahira Mafi, 2018. And Anne of G. Gables, L.M. Montgomery, 1908. There we are. Jamie.
No, great round for me, this. So I'll go for 6 of clubs.
6 of clubs. I mean, it seems reasonable. Surely 6 of clubs. Let's find out. Is it right? Oh, no! It's exactly what I would have gone for. I'm afraid that's wrong. Scores 100 points. I'm really sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, I would have thought the same thing. We will give the correct answer at the end of this round.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Helen.
Right. I think I'm going to go for the second one. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret Judy Bloom.
OK, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. How many of our 100 said God? God is right. Down we go to 43 with God.
Yes, a very, very good answer and a very good book. Judy Blume has written over 25 young adult novels in her career, but this one remains her best-selling and enduring. I read it, you know, my older sister read it, young people are still reading it. It's transformative for all young people, especially young girls.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now then, Somto, would you like to talk us through this board and fill in as many blanks as you can?
No. The only one I know is it's probably going to be a high scorer, but Suzanne Collins, The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. Let's see how many of our 100 said games. Well, our high score is 100. There you are on 88.
Yep, so you are safe to go with The Hunger Games. It is the first in the highly successful book and film series. The book series is estimated to have sold over 100 million copies worldwide and has been translated into over 50 languages.
Wow.
Yes. So let me work through some of the rest of this board. Xander, any one of these popping out to you as books that you know?
There are 2 I could have a guess at.
Okay.
Well, I thought there'd be 3 I could have a guess at. I've gone for clubs with Jamie there. But
yeah, but...
should we clear that one up? What was
yes,
that?
OK. It was the 6 of Crows would have scored you 8.
A very large expanse of sea, presumably?
Yeah, that is correct, and would have scored you 34.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yes, a very famous novel, which would have scored you 72. And the very top one, which no one knew or had a stab at, is Rainbow Boys, which only 3 people knew.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. 43, Helen, very well done. Best score of the pass. Then we travel from there to 88, where we find Somto and Odera. And from there up to 100, where we find Jamie and Kerry. I mean, you're not that far ahead, as it turns out, Kerry. So if you've got a really good answer on this next board, it might be enough to get you into the head-to-head. So good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? Let us put 6 more of the 100 best young adult books of all time with a word missing on the board. And here they are. The C in the Rye, J.D. Salinger, 1951. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the U, Benjamin Alire Signs, 2012. The Henna W, Adiba Jaigadar, 2020. S versus the Homo sapiens agenda, Becky Albertalli, 2015. When Dimple M. Rishi, Sandhya Menon, 2017. And Little W, Louisa May Alcott, 1868 to 9. There we are. Now, Odera, this board is all yours. You're on 88. We're looking at this stage at a score of 11 or less to get you through.
I'm going to take a guess, because I don't know it, but Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe.
You've got to hope. Hope it's not that and not crows or unicorns or something, but let's find out. You get a red line. Let's see. Universe. How many of our 100 said that? Universe is right. Oh, this is looking good. There we are, 29. Very well done indeed, taking your total up to 117. I think you've done enough there.
Yeah, not too shabby at all for a wild guess. This novel is set in El Paso, Texas in 1987 and follows 2 teens, their friendships, and their struggles with sexuality. And I think might just keep you in the running, at least I'm hoping.
There we are. Andrew, you are on 43. 73 or less gets you into the head-to-head.
I think I'm going to play reasonably safe and go for the Catcher in the Rye.
The Catcher in the Rye for the Salinger. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Catcher in the Rye. Here is your red line, lovely and high. Catcher is right. 69. Beautiful economy of score there. Taking your total up to 112. Brilliant.
Yeah, The Catcher in the Rye, one of probably the most famous books of all time, I think, follows 2 days in the life of 16-year-old Holden Caulfield. And the book is said to be so popular, it still sells 685 copies a day.
Wow.
A day.
Thank you very much
I'm
indeed.
so glad we're still reading.
Desiree, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now then, Kerry. I don't know if there's 16 on the board there, but 16 or less is what we need to keep you in the game. Would you like to talk us through the board?
Yeah, I know the bottom one is Little Women. I would guess it's When Dimple Met Rishi. I don't know the Homo sapiens one, but I'm going to take a guess at the Henna Wars.
That's what I'd guess, which is exactly what I said to Jamie when he said clubs, but let's hope let's hope it doesn't work out that way this time. There is your red line. Should we see if Wars is right? Ooh. It is on this occasion absolutely right, Kerry, and down it goes. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You've done it! Oh, wow, down to 2. Very well done indeed. It all came good in the end. That takes your total up to 102. Fantastic.
That is exactly how it's done, Carrie. Just snatched from the jaws of complete destruction. Set in Dublin, the book follows the story of Nishat, a Bangladeshi teenager struggling with her sexuality. The book was first published in the UK in 2021. So, let's get through the rest of this board for the folks who are playing at home. The next book is Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda, and that would have gotten you 4 points. You were correct when Dimple met Rishi, which would have gotten you 40 points, so good for not going for that one. And of course, you did know, I think all of us knew Little Women. That would have scored 77 points, the highest on the board.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. That brings us to the end of our second round, and it means we have to say goodbye to Adera and Somto for the second time. You are our high scorers by not very much there, but we will see you again next time and look forward to it. Thank you very much, Adera and Somto. For the remaining 2 pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Huge congratulations, Kerry and Jamie, Helen and Andrew. You are now 1 step closer to the final, and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £1,000. However, before we play the head-to-head, we're just going to have a little blitz on pointless answers here, see if we can throw some more money into the jackpot. So here goes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many stations on the New York subway as they could. Desiree.
Thank you. So on the board, you will see 6 options. 4 are stations on the New York City subway. 2 are scoring, 2 are pointless, and an additional 2 are lies entirely. £250 in the jackpot for each pointless answer.
Thank you very much indeed. So, can you find the pointless New York subway stations among these 6? Broadway Junction, 272nd Street, Friendship Heights, West 4th Street, Washington Square, Roosevelt Island, and Times Square, 42nd Street. Does anyone know anything?
Yes.
I think Friendship Heights probably won't be one because that might link to Friends.
Friends, yeah, that's what I was
And
thinking.
Times Square, 42nd Street. Times Square is where all the musicals happen, and 42nd Street is a musical.
OK.
OK, well, Kerry and Jamie, over to you.
Oh, no.
I think 272nd Street.
Shall we see if that is a pointless station on the New York subway, 272nd Street?
No, bad luck.
Bad luck. Helen and Andrew.
Either West 4th Street, Washington, or Roosevelt.
We'll say Roosevelt Island.
Roosevelt Island. Should we see if that is a pointless stop on the New York subway? It is a stop on the subway. And it's pointless. Very well done indeed. There we are.
Excellently done. So, Broadway Junction is a stop in Brooklyn. That would have gotten you 2 points. Unfortunately, 272nd Street does not exist. New York only goes up to 271st Street. And Friendship Heights is actually a place in Washington, D.C.'s metro. So that was another red herring. And West 4th Street, Washington Square is another pointless answer. It is right smack in the middle of Greenwich Village. Our last one, of course, you circumnavigated because it's quite obvious Times Square is 42nd Street. That would have only gotten you 3 points, though.
Anyway, well done. You managed to find one pointless answer, so we can add £250 to the jackpot, taking the total up to £1,250. But who will be playing for it? Well, let's find out in the head-to-head. Now, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. You're now allowed to confer before you give your answers. Best of luck to both pairs. Here is our first question, and it is all about famous people who have announced the UK scores at Eurovision. Desiree.
Yes. We are going to show you 5 pictures of people who have been the spokesperson announcing the scores on behalf of the UK votes at Eurovision. Please give us the most obscure of the people that you see. We will also give you their initials.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's reveal our 5 Eurovision announcers, and here they are. A. M.A. B. A.J.O. C. C.B. D. N.L. and E. S.M. There we are. Now, Kerry and Jamie, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first. Feel free to chat.
Trust you. Yeah, go on. Well,
OK, I think we're going to go for B. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but I think it's A.J. Adogu.
A.J. Adogu, you're going to say. A.J. Adogu for B. OK, Helen and Andrew, would you like to talk us through the board?
Michael Aspel, we don't know C, and then we've got Nigella Lawson and Scott Mills. So we're going to go for E? Yeah, we'll go for E, Scott Mills.
OK, so we have A.J. Adogu and Scott Mills. Kerry and Jamie said A.J. Adogu for B. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said it. All bad luck. Sorry, Kerry and Jamie. Helen and Andrew, that means you merely have to be correct with Scott Mills for E, and you'll win the point. Scott Mills. It is Scott Mills. And down goes Scott Mills for 23. There we are. And that means Helen and Andrew, after one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, beautiful work, Helen and Andrew. Sadly, Kerry and Jamie, we couldn't accept A.J. Adogu. It is A.J. Adudu, who announced the scores in 2022. So you were so close because she would have scored 8, and that would have been a fantastic score for you. You avoided Michael Aspel, that this is your live presenter. He would have gotten you 50 points. You did identify Nigella Lawson, but you swerved around her, which is smart. She would have gotten you 56 points. The only pointless answer on the board is C. Do you know who that is?
I think I might be Chris Bonington. Is it Chris Bonington, the Mountaineer?
That it is actually Colin Berry. Colin Berry was a Radio 2 DJ for over 30 years, which is maybe why you don't recognize his face, possibly?
He's definitely got Radio 2 DJ hair.
Yeah.
I should have spotted that. Anyway, there we are. Thank you very much indeed. Right, here comes your second question, Kerry and Jamie. You have to win this one to stay in the game. Helen and Andrew get to answer it first. So here comes your second question, and it is all about the letter V, Desiree.
Yes. We're going to give you 5 clues to facts that revolve around the letter V. We would like you to give us what you think will be the lowest scoring answer.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 V clues, and here they come. Word used to represent V in the NATO phonetic alphabet. SI unit of electric potential, represented by the letter V. 7-piece South Korean boy band, whose members include the vocalist V. The points value of the V tile in the English language version of Scrabble. And chemical element in the periodic table that has the atomic number 23 and the symbol V. There we are. Helen and Andrew will go first.
We're going to go for the points value of the V tile in the English language version of Scrabble, and that's 4.
4 for V, say Helen and Andrew. 4. Now then, Kerry and Jamie, can you talk us through that board?
I think the word to represent V in the NATO phonetic alphabet is Victor. The SI unit is Volt. But Kerry knows, I think she knows
Well, I know of a
Korean
boy band, and I'm going to say BTS.
BTS. So we have 4 and we have BTS. Helen and Andrew went for 4. The points value of V in Scrabble, let's see how many of our 100 said 4. 4 is right. And 4 scores 7. Kerry and Jamie, meanwhile, have gone for BTS for the 7-piece South Korean boy band. How many of our 100 said BTS? BTS is right. Oh, it's another lovely little score. 12 for BTS. That's very close indeed. But Helen and Andrew, you picked it there. And it means after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final. 2-0.
Yes, well done. I mean, there was nothing you could do, Carrie and Jamie. You got the second best answer on the board. BTS gives you 12 points, but the very best answer was already gone. Ones that you avoided were Victor, which is a high-scoring one indeed at 51. The SI unit is indeed Volt, which would have scored you 48. And do you know this chemical? Because I've been told that due to Pointless, the whole country is better at chemistry.
We are better at chemistry.
Yeah.
Is it our friend vanadium?
It is.
Is it?
That scored 13. So they did get the best
Splendid.
answers.
Thank you very much, Desiree. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid. Kerry and Jamie, it's only your first Pointless, for goodness sake. It's been lovely having you here. We're expecting great things when we see you back, and we're looking forward to it. Kerry and Jamie, brilliant.
Thank you.
For Helen and Andrew, though, it is now time for the Pointless final. Huge congratulations, Helen and Andrew. You have fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted Pointless trophy.
Brilliant.
You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £1,250. Well, it's your second appearance on the show. I mean, the trajectory you are on would suggest that you might take this Pointless jackpot home. It'd be lovely if you could. Let's see what 4 categories we can give you today. 21st century watery films, esports awards, flamingos, PG Woodhouse on TV. What do we think?
I don't know.
Esports, no.
Esport, no. 21st century films, that's too recent, really, for me.
Let's go flamingos.
Yeah, we'll go for flamingos,
You're going to go
please.
flamingos.
So we are looking for any country which has a native population of any of the 6 species of flamingo in the wild. This is according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List of Threatened Species. Or we are looking for any word of 4 or more letters that appears in the lyrics to Manfred Mann's 1966 UK #1 single, Pretty Flamingo. We will not be accepting the answers pretty or flamingo. Very best of luck.
As always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yes, we're ready.
Let us put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Countries.
Countries, right, well...
Where do they tend to congregate? South America?
I've seen them in the Galapagos Islands, and Galapagos Islands is part of Ecuador.
Ecuador.
So we've got Ecuador.
So it could go somewhere else, like Peru.
I've seen them in Spain, so they're in Spain. So we've got Ecuador, Spain. I would think Peru.
Do you know the lyrics to Pretty Flamingo? I know the song,
not
but
really. No,
the
I
tune,
can't
struggling
think of
to think
anything
of
off the top of my head.
struggling to think of any of the actual lyrics. But stick to the countries.
Yes, sir.
Stick to the
So
countries.
we've got Ecuador, Spain, and I mean, said Peru, maybe Bolivia. I mean, if they're in that sort of area, then it could well be in,
Go
nearby.
Bolivia then.
Bolivia, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, happy with those?
Yeah. Can't think of any other odd ones.
10
Spain's
seconds
quite
left.
sort of off the ball because people probably wouldn't expect them
No,
in
they
Europe.
wouldn't, but
so-
as I say, I've seen them in Spain, and so 2 of them I know, right? And Bolivia's a bit of a long shot.
OK, so that is your time up. Let's have your 3 answers.
Right, well, they're all from the top category, countries with native populations of flamingos, and we'll go for Ecuador,
Ecuador,
Spain,
Spain,
and Bolivia.
and Bolivia. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I would say Ecuador,
Ecuador goes last. Least likely to be pointless?
Bolivia?
Bolivia.
Bolivia, and then Spain goes in the middle.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have Bolivia, Spain, Ecuador. If one of these turns out to be pointless and wins you that jackpot, what would you like to do with £1,250? Helen?
Well, I've got a trip to the USA coming up soon. Going to New York, so I shall probably splash out on something in New York.
Well, get some subway tickets. You can explore. Very nice indeed. Andrew, how about you?
It would definitely be something travel-related. Again, somewhere I've never been before. Why not?
OK, lovely.
Bolivia,
well,
maybe.
I was
Who
going to
knows?
say, Bolivia is your first answer. It seems to suggest itself. Well, let us find out. We're looking for, in all three cases, countries with native populations of flamingos. Let's find out how many of our 100 said Bolivia. Might it be pointless? Bolivia is absolutely right. There is £1,250 coming your way if this goes all the way down to 0. Bolivia taking us down through the teens and into single figures, still going down with Bolivia, still going down with Bolivia to 1. OK, so we now turn to Spain, your second answer. Let's see how many of our 100 said Spain. Helen, you said you'd seen them in Spain, so we know it's correct. The question is how many of our 100 people knew it was correct? Spain is right. £1,250 is yours. If this goes all the way down to 0, we went down to 1 with Bolivia. Down we go with Spain through the teens to 11. OK, not quite in single figures there. So we now turn to Ecuador, which is the first answer you came up with, I think, in your minute, and you'd seen them in Ecuador.
Yeah.
So you know it to be true. Let us find out how many of our 100 people said Ecuador. Might it be pointless? Ecuador is right. Bolivia was right, took us to 1. Spain was right, took us to 11. Ecuador. Might it be pointless? £1,250 is yours if this goes down to 0. Still going down through the single figures, still going down, still going down. You've got it! Very well done indeed! Fabulous work. Ecuador has just won you £1,250. That's superb.
Well done. Congratulations. Good thinking for going to Spanish-speaking countries for flamingo, since the word comes from the Spanish for flame-colored. So let's have a look at some more of these pointless answers. We have Cameroon, Mauritius, Paraguay, and Uzbekistan. There were over 80 pointless answers here. It turns out a lot more countries have flamingos than you think. Belize, Botswana, Bulgaria, Colombia, Rwanda, Senegal, the Bahamas, the Gambia, Trinidad, and Tobago, just to name a few. Words of 4 or more letters in the song Pretty Flamingo by Manfred Mann. You could have chosen crimson, light, skies, and walks. The only scoring answers to be had were block, where, brightens, call, eyes, guys, hair, neighborhood, paradise, someday, and when. Very well done at home if you got a pointless answer.
Thanks very much indeed, Desiree, and thanks once again to our winning players, Helen and Andrew, who take away today's jackpot of £1,250. Very well done. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Desiree.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.